Okay, so look at the end of this teaching. It says, so whatever happened then, let us always cultivate joy. This is our goal to learning this, okay?
Okay.
Whatever happened that, let us always cultivate joys. This is as we have to, and then it's good to have it to that kind of thought. And idea is your mind training. So how you think it, that's the idea, to change everything, every circumstances, to make it positive and let it bring you joy. Okay. So before we start this teaching, I thought a little bit discussion on our own anger. So we have anger to so who created or what the source of this disease, and also we do have anger who is not really supporting or participating, and also some may have anger to politicians. So, okay, that's a little think. So the Buddhists might directly, you might like hear from another Lama, or when you read the textbook, you might see that shouldn't anger for everyone. But what has to be a little bit clear on that. So you still can fight. Still you can write what you like it. What is right things. Or you can also you can fight with the justice, right? That's no problem. You can give punishment. That's also I think that's also okay to do it. Someone eating breakfast maybe. Okay, so therefore when we say shouldn't have anger, that means never saying you shouldn't fight back. It's never saying you shouldn't challenge. Okay, you can challenge, you can fight back without anger. So what is problem then here? Without anger, fighting back and challenging, what is problem? There are no problem, right? If just say shouldn't anger, and then same time, if your understand is, okay, don't fight, just be quiet. That's some problem. And also this is misunderstand about patience. Okay, so same as like a compassion, right? So we can punish people without anger, with compassion. So some people might accept the reason, some people might not accept the reason. Some people might understand easily, some people not understand easily, right? So, and then some people might easy, some people might difficult. For difficult people, so it has to be some kind of wrathful activities. You know, we Buddhists do have it, the 4 activities, the peace activities, wrathful activities, and then increasing activities, powering activities, that's we do it. We do have wrathful activities. Also, we do have a wrathful deities. All these projectors are wrathful deities. We do have wrathful activities, wrathful deities. So, but same time, we talk patience, we talk compassion. These two are not conflict, right? So all this wrathful, I don't know projector exactly. Their projector may have some really anger because some projector is not high levels achievement. So in many of projector, like say Mahakala is one of the projector, who is the emanation of Avalokiteshvara, right? So that projector, the face, they have a fang and then eyes, this is really big, very wrathful face. And then holding their weapons, things in hand. But never never give up compassion, still hold compassion. So that wrathful face, holding that weapons with the compassion, very much possible. Right? It's possible if you understand, really understand about, clear about compassion and patience things, then these two are not conflict. So therefore, never ever have anger to Chinese people, Chinese politicians, and then other countries, and people who are not really supporting and participating here. Never have anger. Again, remind you, it means not saying shouldn't challenge. Okay, as I give example, the wrathful deity is which with the compassion. Okay, this is important to know. So if you do have anger, it's not really makes you powerful. If you not really makes you like successful, whatever you like to do it. So therefore, if you really want successful, whatever you are fighting for right things, then do without anger or with the love. That would be much better, right? So right now you are listening more through by word, and then your understanding is more remaining as still as a word. Then until you are not having vivid experience of that, you might still see the conflict, right? Wrathful activities and compassion. You might see the conflict, right? Without anger to fighting, you might see the conflict. If you have a little bit experience, that little bit experience is enough to know these two are not conflict. These two works together, right? So your experience will tell you much better than which you hear it. So, and then your experience is depend on your reflection after you hear it. Okay, this is important. Therefore, again, I'm saying, do not have anger for whoever, right? People are really, really screaming and scolding. I saw it online to fighting with anger. Fighting is okay, with anger is not okay. That's how I'm saying it. With anger is not okay. So therefore, as we are try to help others, we try to help to self to find more peace and yeah, to find more peace. then fight without anger. Oh yeah. So then it will be much better fight with a laugh. So again, these two goes together, really goes together, and then much better way. So that's you should understand, and then try not have anger for anyone. Okay. Mm. So when we try to generate compassion, we always think every single sentient beings, but in daily life, you are really making distinguish between sentient being. Not you are not generating love and compassion to every single sentient being, right? Because you do have a lot of anger toward to many other beings. So that's as not the practical. As well as you imagine when you're alone, then same things you might have to think when you are in society, right? So it's do same things as how you motivated, how you as imaginations imagine it. That's same as same you do try to do it in when you're in society. Okay. Um, and then once we fight to other, try not to use any harsh word. That's not skillful, right? Who use that harsh word when they fight? Who do not have enough reason, right? Who do not have enough knowledge. They might say many harsh words to defeat them when you fight to others, right? So therefore, never use the harsh word. You should say exactly what we have to say with the point, with the good reason, right? That is valuable to be fight back, right? So, um, so even you have a very good reason, and there as like a beginning, middle, and end, many times you use the harsh word. That your valid reason, good reason will be not seen by the people. People will not see that you are good reason because the harsh words will overcome on that. Harsh word. You are as using many harsh words will let them not see your point. This is also important. If you really want to fight back, it's come on a point and let them see the point. Therefore, never use harsh word. Even you're writing, even you're talking, posting, whatever you do not use harsh word. Using harsh word is showing that you do have anger, right? So this too is important. It's just not having anger. Try not have anger, and then still using a lot of harsh word. That's also not a good way to fight back. Yes, this is not also you are not fighting back with the love and compassion, right? So who fight back with the love and compassion? Of course, they try not say anything which is not necessary, which is really harms to other and not necessary. So yeah, so your point, even you come on a point, it's my harms to other, but ultimately it might good, it might benefit to others, even harms temporarily. That's things okay, right? So therefore, Try not have anger again. I'm repeating many times. And then also never use harsh word once you are fighting back. Okay, so this is like a very important um, and then uh, very necessary thing this time now, right? And also, I like to talk a little bit about so what things we learn from this um, situation, today's problem. There are many things we can learn, right? There are many things we can learn to individually changing to world change. You know, we are like in America, actually, in 9/11, at that time, many people should learn something from there. Maybe there might some people might there they learn it from 9/11, but I don't think many of Americans learn from that. They only hold anger for them, but then day by day you doing same things how you are before, and then many people lost job, right? Many people get less money. They're very much having fear about the surviving life after 9/11. If you learn from there continuously, today you might be safe. You might have a good idea how to survive. You might have a less fear. So because I think we didn't learn from there, we just forget it. Or one thing we not forget it, how these people are bad, how people who die are sad and angry, thinking all is negative. These people are bad who caused them it. Very sad who has passed away at the time. And then told angry for everyone. That's most we had negative thought after 9/11. If you learn from there, you might have a positive thought. So, and this and today's the regarding financial things, regarding surviving life, it's not different. I see, not different, right? So therefore, we should learn. We must learn from this today's situation. Never know. In future, we cannot say it's not happening again like this. Never ever know, right? So, um, so how we need to be unity each other, how we need to be respect to each other, how we need to be how we are dependent on each other, how we generate compassion to each other. That's all we should learn, right? And then less complain, very less complain. So small things you easily complaining. You know, from young children to adult, there are many of them is the complaining on very unnecessary and slight small things, right? So if you learn from this today's situation, you will have less complaint. So we must learn from today and then keeps in whatever we learn more positive way, and then that positive way keeps in our mind again and again try to not forget it. So I can imagine that once this situation is over, and after 2 or 3 years, people might forget it. People might forget. They do same business. They making same environment dirties. They will try to same fighting each other. So that's my assumptions. It's happening after 2 years, 3 years. Once it's called overcomes, people forget it, doing same things, right? So these circumstances, there are many sadness there, but same time, it's many also good things there. It's very much save the environment where we live, this place, Earth. Earth is safe, right? So, and then, okay, maybe not talk too much on that. It's okay. Now going back to our main topic. This is really last night I thought, oh, maybe better share these things, but last night we couldn't get enough time for doing. So then, yeah, just share that my thought, and then the point. The point is I'm saying not have anger, do not use any harsh word when you fight back, and you can many things learn from today's this, and try not forget, be continuous. Okay. Now here this mind training is very useful in our day by day to make calms and also make it meaningful, right? So therefore, one more time repeating, that at the end of this teaching, the last line say, so whatever happened then, let us always cultivate joy. That's our goal. So then this is depend on how we think it. So now here, Namu Guru, okay, this is like as usual. Every our textbook, they are like bowing down to Guru, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. This is our tradition. And then the actual teaching is starting from the next line. This illusory heap of a body, which like others, I possess. Okay, let me read for all first. If it falls sick, so be it. Its sickness, I will rejoice. For it, now how is different on how you think it, right? For it will be exhaust my negative karma from the past. And after all, many forms of Dharma practice are for the sake of purifying the true obscuration. Okay, so now this illusory heap of body. So our body is the illusory body. The illusory body is like it's not only described by that how we see and what is not reality, right? Let's say this is illusory body, and never know when's bringing suffering, when's happening, when's experience suffering. Never know when's experience happiness. Sometimes we think it's happiness, but it's experience suffering. Sometimes we think it's suffering, but we're feeling like having experiences happiness. That's the one way you can think that body is illusory body. And this body, we think kind of permanent, but the time by time, moment by moment is changing, is decreasing. Reality is impermanent, but we think is permanent. It's not exactly how we think it. It's not exactly how we perceive it. The perceiving is different, reality is different as an impermanent. That's also one way you can think is illusory. And then also this body is uh, just collected many cause and condition. That's it. Or this body is just merely label. But we see, we think, we perceive more than it. That's also part of understanding illusory. So, and this body we think is very strong. Once you try to be healthy, you eat healthy food, you do more exercise, and then you have a big muscle, or you have like a very good condition in your body, and then you might think it's healthy. Actually, body is not healthy. Body itself, general body itself is not really healthy. You know, like a even like small needle, that one needle can kill us, right? There, how you think it? Yes, there are some good healthy, and then like a healthy bodies there. It what way you looking at? What perspective were you looking at? That's what have to think it. In reality, that is the conventional thing we're saying. The reality, body is not that strong. As I said, even like one small needle can kill us. Needle can wound us, right? Small needle can bring us a lot of suffering. So you might see there, like people, sometimes people have illness and they go to hospital, and then the doctors try to give injections, and then they really don't want to have injections. The needle is very, very tiny needles, right? It's not killing you, but we don't like to have this. So you are scared with the tiny needles. That shows us how body is strong, not really strong, right? So that's also illusory. We think it's strong, but reality is not really strong, right? That illusory body could be bring you many different things. Could be brings you suffering. Could be brings you joy. Never know when and how, right? But if you more deeper way to think, if you more analyze, you might know something what is causing condition. But in general, if you not think anything, you never know. It's how it's happening, suffering, and how it's happening, joy. What cause brings our joy and happiness? Never know, right? So that kind of illusory body. Now he said could be fallen sick. Now how you need to think when you fallen sick. I think this is also more help to Buddhist people who believe karma, because that's the way thing is saying, for it will exhaust my negative karma. As like last time, Geshe and Lobsang said it, when we feel suffering, we are like once it's wrapping one of our negative karma and is exhausting our negative karma, which is good, and which is also brings you more happy in the future. If you do not have any negative karma, then you will not have a suffering. Then future will be more joyful. So it's good to refining it right now. So that's the saying, once you have sick, so be it. This is like if it falls sick, so be it. The so be it, you can think that as our body is contaminations. We cannot stay away from suffering. Then once you have suffering in your body, once you have suffering with your mind, then it's happening what should happen it, because this is the how conditioned body and mind. So therefore, so be it. And then also so be it, because it's extinguish my negative karma. You be happy, you be joyous it, because it's negative karma, the ripening one of your negative karma with like a with not really heavier suffering, right? With okay. Okay, then let's be. So it says, for it will extinguish my karma. That's the good to think. Once you have a suffering, then also it's a, after all, many forms of Dharma practice are for the sake of purifying the two obscurations. Because why we have this body, why we have this mind, that's depend on how you there might have a different perspective to explain it. That's true. We should accept it. But here, Buddhist, why we have this body? How we can make this the body and minds meaningful? That's the say it. Try and liberate from suffering to self and other. That's all meaningful things. That's all we have to do it. As well as this body automatically, this mind automatically helping you to bring you, to let you bring toward to nirvana or liberation. Isn't it good? It's not really hard work. It's calm stuff. We have illness in body. We have a mental illness. Also, we do have a many like a mental suffering, right? And then physical suffering. This all suffering is makes us bringing toward to nirvana, because it's purifying obstacle. It's purifying negative karma. And it's good reason to have joys with your sickness, your illness, your suffering. So, because the body and mind use it for removing obstacle, we are meditating, we are studying, we're doing many different type of practice. All this practice for removing obstacle, for achieve either nirvana or enlightenment, right? And it's automatically removing obstacle without any effort. Isn't that good? So therefore, that's how you think it. It's good. So I have painful, both mental and physical body, but I can joyous with it. That's the making this helping me to do good practice. It's already one of the practice. It's already removing the obstacle, and it's already purifying my negative karma. So, and then yes, one thing is good. So that's how you think when you have suffering and illness. Illness is the one example, and not just illness. You can apply for this reason, both mental suffering and physical suffering, okay? So now next is okay. We don't have to really have to explain it. This is easily accepted. You know, the Laura post something in Facebook that like a Kenzirum, which is some quotes. It's wonderful. We accept birth, but we never accept death. How come it is impossible, right? So therefore, we're not accepting suffering. Therefore, I explain more. But next one, we accept it. Not really have to explain it. If I'm healthy, so be it. In freedom from sickness, I will rejoice. When body and mind are well and it is. Virtuous practice can develop and gain strength. And after all, the way to give meaning to this human life is to devote body, speech, and mind to virtue. This is as we are practitioner, the body, speech, mind devoted in the virtues. Once you have a happy life, once you do not have any illness, so and then you should make it. Still, should make it this body, speech, mind is meaningful, to more associated with the virtues, more connected with the virtues. Even you are happy. Okay, this is you can rejoice easily when you have when in free from would say freedom from sickness. Definitely, easily I can rejoice it. But here, sometimes we might difficult to develop our virtues to cultivating virtues, accumulating virtues, right? It might have sometimes difficult because once we're happy, we're forgetting everything which is necessary to do and continues for future. Right? So therefore, the God realm's body the life is not perfect for Dharma. Why? Because very enjoyment there in the God realms. That enjoy is overcome. They never think, yes, I have to do Dharma practice for removing future suffering, because they never feel suffering at the moment. That disrupt to them to have Dharma practice. So same way here. So once you are happy, if you are forget to do Dharma practice, then you should know your next suffering is waiting for you, even you are right now enjoying. So therefore, try not forget Dharma practice. And then everything, if we could, it's very good to do it every single moment. Let's cultivate more virtues. Like all these body, speech, mind actions are associated with the more virtues, especially that mind. It's to stay with the positive. It's more important, right? Okay. Now next, if I face what called poverty, right? Poverty. If I face poverty, so be it. In lack of riches, I will rejoice. Yes, I will have nothing to protect and nothing to lose, right? Yeah, nothing to lose. Whatever quarrels and conflict there might be, all arise out of desire for wealth and gain. That's certain. Okay, so that's part also difficult to practice in our daily life, because when we lost the job, and we're really much worrying that in future where I can stay. Let's say how I can eat food. They are very much worrying about that. I think at least your body and mind conditions is okay. Then I don't think to have to be worried on that, because you will find food anyway. You will be stay at home anyway, or it should be not comfortable as like what you like it, but you will find it. But you, if you are too much greeting and then saying, I need that kind of food. I need this kind of car and this kind of house. So then it's expectations, a lot of demand. That not really help you to be more peace, because it is it could be you accomplish as you are wish, could be not, never know. So therefore stay at the simple, whatever food as well as is good for my body, and then I can take it. And whatever house as well as is protect for me from rain and sun and any cool and warm, as well as protecting me, that's fine. So that much we have to go to think once we like lose our poverty, right? Still you can be joyous, still you can be happy, but again it's depending on how you think it, right? This gives here a very good reason to think, let you think once you lost anything. Okay. Sometime the practical thing saying I will have nothing to protect and nothing to lose. The lot of protecting is also kind of suffering. Many worries there, many fears there, as well as like losing same, right? And then look at the Melodipa is one of the famous. Therefore, I'm always keeping as example. But there are many other lamas in for all these four lineages, right? So Kagyu, Sakya, Nyingma, Kilu, they're all lineages. They have many practitioners, same as like a Melodipa, who is giving up everything, who's very devoted and dedicated for Lama practice and achieve enlightenment in this lifetime. There are many of them there. So you can think Melodipa survived, even he just be alone in like a very isolated place, very difficult to find the medicines, water and food. But still he survived. And then he just stay in a cab, which do not have a door, window, cannot protect from like cold, cannot protect from any like a warm, right? But still survived it. So that's just depend on how you dedicate it. So your body is mind, you are this life. It's really dedicated for freeing from suffering to self and other. And then fancy things are not necessary. Fancy house is not necessary. Fancy car, fancy not necessary. But if you could do both, it's very opportunity then. It's good, right? So once you have a nice house, using this nice house for practicing for like a liberating, that's wonderful, excellent. But still you don't have a wonderful house, but still you can try practice for liberate. Because all this cause and condition is there, because the big house, like the riches and then wealthy, and then all these famous things having is not the exactly condition, cause and condition for achieving enlightenment, right? So I remember that His Holiness Dalai Lama said that your body is the temple, right? And wherever you go, your body is there, your mind is there. As far as your body and mind is with having good condition, all cause and conditions there, which you can bring you liberations. And then if you have a fancy things, this is extra. as well as the fancy things not disturbing you to liberate. That's extra things. It's good. But still, even you don't have like a fancy things, but still you have all cause and condition there, which can brings you happy, which can liberate from suffering, right? Which is your body and mind perfectly, right? Okay, that's I said it. And then next, if I found wealth, so be it. In prosperity, I will rejoice. If I can increase the stock of my merit, that will suffice. Whatever benefit and happiness there might be, now and in the future, all results from merit I have gained. That's certain. So, okay, this is more easier. I don't have to really explain it. Then go to next. If I must die soon, tomorrow or today, if I must die soon, so be it. In dying, I will rejoice, because I also have a good reason. Dying soon is also good reason. Having long life has also good reason, right? If you follow it as a practice, that will be. So I will rejoice without allowing negative circumstances to intervene. And with the support of positive tendencies I have gathered, right? I will surely set out upon the genuine, unerring path. So, unerring path. So, let's see, day by day, from morning to until you go to bed. So your activities are most of the time negatives. Then dying soon is no problem. As for Buddhist, dying soon is no problem. The dying is, for Buddhist, you are changing room, right? You are changing house. You are moving this house to another house. This is how we think die means. But what we preparing is, when I move to next house, that house should be very good for me to support to me my practice. Brings me more joyful, brings me more happiness. That kind of house we're looking at the next before we moved, right? Same way, dying is, before we die, we do a lot of practice, included 10 virtue practice and so on and so on. All this we preparing to have good house in the next life, good body in the next life, which is very supported for practice and also brings us more joy and happiness. This is the dying means. For us, dying is not the forever end, right? So therefore, it's just moving house this to another house. And then if you are not really comfortable in this house, okay, maybe you might be misunderstanding if I say that then. Okay. Yeah, it's just going to meaning. If you do like more everyday take actions more negative, that brings you more suffering. Then dying, it's not saying dying it's dying is not, if I must die soon, that means not really saying you, it's not include suicide things. Never. Right? It's other conditioned. So there any other condition which is we have out of control, like today's disease is out of control. Once we have that kind of disease, then you feel dying soon, then at the time you have to think this one. Okay, I don't think that you must die soon, and then because you feel that this life is suffering and suffering. If you're dying with thinking, oh, this life is suffering, then next life is not better than you. It's not brings you better than this life. So that's very important to know. If I must die soon means out of control. Also another condition, if I'm dying by illness, accident, whatever. So then at the moment, if you really want to think, rejoice on that. At the moment you are close to die, then rejoice on that. Because that rejoice keeps your like a positive mind. That positive mind brings you next life better. And then you wish more at the next life, should be have more can more learn, can more do practice, all devoted and dedicated for liberating from suffering to self and others, right? So that's the you can think at the moment when you close to die or you feel you dying soon. makes us happy at the moment, makes rejoice by rejoicing all this thinking reason, makes happy at the moment when you're close to die. Okay, so the suiciding is not really follow this line. Not happy though. How can rejoice to suicide for it? Because you are overcome by suffering, and then you do not think, oh, this life is good. Then people that's the reason, most of the reason people are suiciding, and they're nothing happy there. Here's saying once you're close to die, you should build more happy and joys to thinking of this line reasons. That's the said it. Okay, if I live long, so be it. Of course, wonderful, right? And in remaining, I will rejoice. Once the curve of genuine experience has arisen, as long as the sun and rainfalls of instructions do not diminish, if it is tender over time, it is tended over time, it will surely ripen. So, okay, if I have having long life with always created negative karma, that's not really meaningful. If you have a long life, then you're seeing how you need to think. If you have a long life, you should more dedicate and for that helping self and other freeing from suffering. Makes the point is saying make your long life meaningful. That's good to have long life, right? Okay. So this then so whatever happened then let us always cultivate joy. These are the example like having illness and not having illness, having wealth or not having wealth, or dying soon or having long life. These are the example. Every circumstances condition you can think is this good because of that. Each might have a good reason. Okay, so today's situation is actually in general very bad. There are many people sick, many people dying all over the world. People are fearing. So yeah, they're very bad situation. But you can think is some opportunity and good that I can learn so many things, that I can generate compassion because I'm directly feel the suffering people. I can generate compassion. I can you know um, uh, like be satisfied with whatever I have it. that's, you know, one thing is good. As the beginning I said, also it's good for environment, it's saving this earth. So, okay, these are the today's teaching, and then we have a 30-minute left over. So if you have any question and suggestion, and then whatever you ask question, then I go ask to Geshe cousins with me here right now, then I help you to translate his answer for you.
Hi, Geshe.
Hi, hello.
How are you today?
That's very good.
Good. The question that I have is that I read that the Dalai Lama was suggesting the mantra Om Tari Chutari, and I was wondering if you could teach us a little bit, maybe more about that. Could you talk a little bit about that?
It's a Tara mantra, right?
Yes.
So Tara is deities that protect us from many different fear. The fear of suffering, fear of external danger, fear of internal danger, and at the same time, the Tara is also increasing our life, and then increasing many things. So Tara, the deity Tara is take both like increasing activities and powering activities. So therefore, His Holiness recommended for us to, you know, he did not say only recite the Tara mantra. He said that reciting Tara mantra is good, and then also there are many other mantras, right? Which we're going to send all of you as soon this morning. Yesterday. Oh, okay. Chappelle already posted in Facebook. You can look at there. And also Gloria might be sending email to all of you that we collected many mantra as we are reciting our new class. So here, Om Tari, Tutari, Turi Soaha. This is the mantra, the green Tara mantra. The green Tara is the main Tara, and then all other Taras are emanating by green Tara. So, and then Tari, Om is always the beginning of the auspicious word of any mantra. And then Om is also representative of the Buddha's body, speech, mind, or Tara's body, speech, mind. Take it as understanding representative body, speech, mind. Also understanding this is the auspicious word. This is good begin with the auspicious word. Therefore, sometimes therefore reason that most of mantra at the beginning with the Om. Tari is liberate from samsara, right? And then Tari means liberated, right? And its first liberating is liberate from samsara. And Tari, second is liberate from fear, a different type of fear, which is in Tara's prayer. And then Turi Soa. Turi means another liberating is liberating from illness. Soha means what do we say? Establish it. So liberating for us from samsara, liberating for us from fear, all this fear, liberating for us from illness. And then after we liberate it, please establish it. This is the meaning of the mantra. That's how we need to recite it. The Om Tari, Tutari, Turi, Soa. Is this help?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then maybe they might have, Geshe might have some additional on that. Because the government German sunga the songs and German sunga the and Yumsen Tunda Hares kind of thing, right? In German the one gave it chile you got to get it. So chile lare, then kongi the call letter, the jigba letter, the novel letter, in the Geshe or is like, and they was learning within the gateway. Okay, now Geshe is saying the Tara is in general the deities of activities, and then all Buddha's activities is combined. Combined it. The Tara is manifested of all Buddha's activities. And then in general, that Avalokiteshvara, when the with compassion Buddha, and try to liberate all sentient beings day by day. Once he look at still remaining sentient beings more than how much he liberated, so therefore he was very like a what called compassion, and then crying, and then that drop of the cry that are tears, drop of the tears, that the 21 drops to manifest it with 21 Tara, and then saying, you don't have to worry, we will help you and support you to liberate all beings. So that's how 21 Tara became. And then therefore 21 Tara is manifested for Buddha's activities. This is the one reason why we do it. Okay, yes.
Thank you for the further clarification. Thank you.
Okay, any other question?
Geshe, since we have a few minutes, I'm just wondering, Tara seems to be the, the very much talked about today. What are some of the other wrathful deities that are useful in terms of, meditating on, justice and one's role in that?
So wrathful deities, as I mentioned earlier, the Mahakala. Let me ask Geshe, okay? And that drama did around to some and the Geshe de Bashires. And in how trouble and has things sang in Nasalia, Persia Shukshumu in high trouble to carry yours. Okay. Okay, Geshe said it's very useful if you recite the mantra of Shri Devi, the Shri Devi is one of the protector, female form, and also Shri Devi is as like the many lamas mentioned that carrying all this world and also okay, carrying also world. Therefore, Shri Devi is also very much powerful for removing all this illness and obstacle. So it's good to recite Shri Devi's mantra. Also, His Holiness Dalai Lama recommended it for reciting Shri Devi's mantra.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, anything else? Like your comment, suggestion, question? Okay, then if you do not, if you need this teaching, Chapa will post on Facebook, right? Or you can send an email, what we do. So you can get it from Facebook.
Geshe, Geshe.
Yes, Gloria.
When I get back, yeah, I'll send an email because not everyone's on Facebook.
Okay.
So
okay.
I will send the email when I get home tonight.
That's a good idea.
So either Facebook or email.
Yes. Yeah, we do with both ways. Yeah.
And I'll try and put it on our website as well.
That's nice. Yeah. So the earlier mind training is also put in the webpage, and then this is also. It's good. Thank you, everyone. And then again, careful, take care, be safe, and be calm and peaceful. And then never give up to learn from this situation. And then also be continuous doing your Dharma practice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe.
Okay.
Thank you, Geshe.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Geshe.
Geshe.
Yeah.
You stay safe too, please.
Yeah, thank you, Abu.